Last time on Dice Funk.
Frank has the status bad knees, and you can't take the dash action. So that's the first thing I want to establish.
I think we come out on balance from this footage as, like, having done the right thing.
You get shot right in the spine. You take 0 damage.
So 15 if you're taking full damage, 7 if you're taking half.
Oh, I'm dead.
It's ironic echo. It's the
Yeah,
same
'cause
place
I
you
shot
shot
her,
Katarina
yeah.
and then blow, yeah.
It's a Gatling gun, so it's very bad. I'd say your arm is like half off.
Is fighting an inevitable in our current state a smart thing for us to do?
No.
He's going to hand over his actual wedding ring and just look to the group and go, should have done this when this started.
You four, you're very popular. You're the face of the brand. Please, start brainstorming strategies for our takeovers.
Sure.
We're the heads of administration right now, as a group.
And her expectation is you guys are going to start taking over the other branches.
Cool.
If we can bring down Beatrice Beauregard, then we could stop a known criminal, and it would allow you to continue to expand administration's control over the crown.
What crimes has Beau committed besides being incredibly dashing?
We have an eyewitness report that she's killed people.
With a single word.
That's a powerful word, I've heard.
Everybody's heard about her bird.
Alright, so on the last episode of this show, that's now how I intro this thing, doesn't matter, too late, we're already in it. You guys successfully brought to justice, depending on your definition of justice, the mass murderer, Ash, conduit of mercy. You got home. Frank had to trade his wedding ring to make that happen, but you got home, and now Justice Alistair has basically foisted all of her duties onto you in an effort to take the most relaxed vacation she can possibly do. So that's where we are. Now we're going to level up, and we're going to spend some downtime between this and the next shoot 'em up adventure. So whoever wants to talk first, you can talk now.
I'm going to jump in and talk first because I'm tired and I'll get it out the way so I can nap through the rest of the episode. So level up stuff. Frank's level 9 now. He gets a proficiency bonus of +1, which increases some numbers. He gets a third level 4 spell slot, and his first level 5. Ooh. And he learnt 2 cool new spells, Immolation and Vitriolic Sphere. Also, he got 5 extra max HP, so he's a bit less squishy. So that's where Frank's at this week.
I'm wondering why you got Vitriolic Sphere. Are you just plotting on, like, melting Ed down to parts so you can forge a new ring to get back at him for making you give up your old wedding band? Is that the plan here?
Hey, if it comes to it, and that's the only way to make things work with the hubby, then, you know, we'll do what we gotta do.
I like how Frank's whole character arc is he's basically a good guy who keeps being forced into situations where he has to kill to survive. And then at a certain point, he's just like, fuck it, I'm going to take a spell called Immolation. I'm sure I'll find a non-lethal use for that.
Which I'm going to point out that Immolation, if someone dies as a result of that spell, it explicitly says they're rendered into ash. So there's no way to non-lethally kill someone with Immolation.
It's always lethal.
Always lethal.
That's only if you use it to kill them.
Too bad you didn't use that on Ash. That would have been really funny if you would have rendered Ash.
Yeah, if I could have turned Ash to Ash, yeah. So this downtime episode, surprising no one, Frank's gonna do more family downtime because that's his whole shtick.
Everybody Loves Dad, the new sitcom from ABC.
Who is it starring?
Dad.
Frank as Dad.
Who's unproblematic these days? I don't think anybody.
Frank is unfortunately a fairly problematic dad.
No, Frank!
Oh my god, we got milkshake ducked by Frank.
Oh god.
See, yeah, I have like a mental image for how like I know how I want the beginning of this downtime scene to go for Frank, which is he is totally turning up to see the kids in the Losermobile.
So where do you picture this? Like at Alexander's house? You picking them up from school, soccer practice?
I'm picturing like maybe picking Forrest up from school in the Losermobile.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe doing something a little bit before heading back. I do want to have a scene with Frank and Alexander back at the house at the end of the downtime. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Why don't you roll performance to roll up to the school in your superhero vehicle in the coolest way possible
Okay.
to impress all the children?
Come on, if I ever needed a crit, it's now. 12.
12 is above average. So I like to think that you go to the garage where it's being fixed. It's actually not fully fixed yet. It still has some bullet holes in it, but you want that. That's impressive. So you kind of borrow it from the garage while the mechanics are eating lunch or something. You go pick up Forrest from school. You roll up to the middle school, because he's about that age, with your superhero armored car full of bullet holes, driving carefully. I don't know if you have a license. We haven't really established Frank's not a great driver, though. We know that.
I like to think if Frank was a parent, I like to think he had a license. He had a license at least.
Okay.
I don't know if he's had it renewed recently.
So with the 12 above average, you pull it off. You look cool. You're very calm and collected. And you roll up on it, but you don't add any flair. You don't do like slide into a parking space or Tokyo drift around a group of kids to show off. So you play it safe and conservative, but everyone is impressed. You see all the kids like whispering and talking, and Forrest walks out, and he's torn between embarrassment and admiration, because it is still embarrassing to have your parents show up and draw a lot of attention to themselves.
Possibly, but I imagine less so if they're your superhero parents, at least.
Yeah, he's very conflicted about all the stuff going on with Frank. You're a very complex parental figure for him. He's gonna need some therapy.
Big mood.
So, I'm imagining that Diane probably like in the car ready, and I'm just gonna like once Forrest is in the car, be like, "Hey, so we got a couple of hours before I've got to get you back to dad number 2. So, anything you fancy doing today?"
What would Forrest like to do? I think he would like to learn to drive. He is a middle schooler.
Oh no.
So I think that's what he wants to do. Go to an empty parking lot and you teach him how to drive. How does that sound?
We can do this, but if Dad 2 asks what we did today, we went for ice cream.
You know what? I'm not gonna make you roll with that because you're not really convincing me of anything. You're just adding some flavor to that,
Yeah.
and he definitely likes that because it's bad boy. He's very into the idea of being duplicitous right now.
What will Diane keep her mouth shut?
Forrest, don't die.
So what do I have to roll to like teach Forrest how to drive without crashing into anything?
That sounds like an intelligence check to me.
Okay.
You're being a teacher.
What is my intelligence?
+5.
Okay, that's another 12.
2 12s in a row. Frank is having a slightly above average day, all things considered.
I think Frank would honestly take above average at this point. He's had enough below average days.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need to get through it, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So you teach Forrest the basics of driving. You guys are in this empty parking lot, and he can park, and he can pull out. He checks his mirrors, does all that good stuff, and he is getting the hang of it. So is there anything you guys talk about while he's doing this? Because he's learning and he's doing good, but he's not a wunderkind or anything.
Yeah. So while he's doing this, Frank's going to be like, things going since I last saw you. Things going well at the moment.
Yeah, I guess.
Anything new in your life at the second?
All my friends saw you get smashed in half by a dead god. That happened.
Well, I teleported out of it. My legs still just about work.
Yeah.
Not many people get crushed by a god.
It got better.
Yeah, got better. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was kind of cool.
But how are people responding to that? Is that are they giving you any hassle or anything, or?
All my friends keep asking if I can introduce them to Rat Girl.
Rat Girl's pretty alright. If it would help increase your cred around school, I can probably get Rat Girl to like pop an appearance in.
Really? I mean,
Yeah, I can ask. I've got a picture. Frank's gonna like root around in the glove box looking for the like the picture of that Rat Girl did of him being like all strong and protective the first time they met. This is Rat Girl drew this for me.
Wow.
We're on pretty good terms.
How much is that worth?
It's worth me not being dead. It's good for that. But yeah, I can ask if that'd be a thing that'd, go well for you.
Do you think she'd let me bring her sword to show and tell?
I think that she would draw you with the sword. I think that we could probably swing. A picture of you with the sword by Rat Girl. We could probably get that done.
That'd probably be pretty valuable, like a first edition Charos toys.
Yeah. Yeah. Charos toys. I saw one of those in Underground Pokemon Go the other day. See, I'm learning. I know what things are.
Yeah. Did you watch C3 this year, Dad?
Oh my God.
Oh, I really liked how many of the games had duck bats in them this year. They're really catching on.
I'm really excited for Steampunk 3077. The future looks cool.
But
Hot takes.
yeah, is everything going all right with your dad and Diane?
Diane says, Diane, me.
Yep, Diane, you. Frank's going for a high five with Diane.
She's so excited about being Diane.
She is. You just, when you hear your name, just dopamine.
Is it? I usually think I did something wrong.
Well, that's a separate psychosis we can talk about later.
I know if I hear my name, I go, oh, it me.
Oh, that's it. It's like that Michael Cera thing.
Oh gosh, that's me.
Yeah. So many references in this episode. But yeah, Forrest says, Dad seems, Dad's been working a lot. Apparently there's a lot going on at the company with all of the news and the stuff.
Yeah, I imagine as much. I'm gonna chat to him, see how he's doing when we get back. But yeah, we should probably start heading back soon. But
Ice cream.
Okay, we're gonna go for ice cream. We're gonna go for ice cream before we go back, because then it's not a lie when you tell Dad that we went for ice cream. It's just a mission. It's not a lie at that point.
Ice cream.
We go for ice cream.
Okay, what kind of ice cream do you get?
Frank has like
Gelato.
Frank is getting like 4, maybe 5 scoops of different types of chocolate ice cream with many types of chocolate sauce over it. Just lots of chocolate.
Okay, so you guys are getting ice cream, and you guys are like, I don't know how you're picturing this, but I'm picturing it like one of those places where there's a bunch of machines, you kind of walk around and make your own stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys are milling around. You're very invested in your ice cream creation, Frank. And you see Forrest sees someone he knows. He sees like a girl from school, and he's very flustered and embarrassed, and he doesn't know what to do with himself.
You got your eye on someone over there, have you?
No, Dad, I'm just trying to get some cookies on the ice cream. God.
Come on, Dad. Don't be like a total person that cares about my feelings. Gosh.
No.
How about you roll to go away, Dad?
It's cool. It's cool. What do you know about them? Do you know what that sort of things they like?
She's on the track team.
Let me think. I got to think of a good way I can help you out here.
Dad, you can barely walk, let alone run. What can you possibly know about track?
I want to check if I can do a thing. Ha!
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is the role-play experience, boys and girls.
Okay, I don't think that on paper I can really do this, but I'm going to tell you what I want to do, and we'll see if we can find a way to make this work.
Uh-huh.
Can I cast Expeditious Retreat on Forrest?
All right. Read us Expeditious Retreat.
Okay, this spell allows you to move at incredible pace. When you cast it, then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action.
And this is usually only cast on self, correct?
This is usually only on self. I I am playing a bit of Calvin Ball here. Can we find a way to do this?
Why don't you roll me a spell check with your spell modifier and your proficiency, so that'd be a +8 to do a little bit of magic experimentation. This is not a tested spell. This is like, because wizards invent spells all the time, right? That's the whole wizard thing. You're trying to do that now.
Well, excuse me. I believe it's a +9 actually, not a +8 here.
Oh yes, everyone's at level 9, so your proficiency bonuses went up.
So
Good call.
D20 +9. Oh, let's give this a go.
You've been D-indeed.
21.
All right, yeah, very good. So like an old-timey wizard in a tower with his long beard, he wrapped around his finger as he thinks. Frank, you do a little bit of a magical experimentation, and you cast a untested spell on your son to make him run very fast to impress a girl. And isn't that what middle school is really like?
Yeah, does it impress the girl? This is what I need to know.
I guess I'll make a roll for Forrest, huh? What is his charisma? He's a preteen boy, so I'm gonna say -5.
That sounds about right.
7. Okay, so he failed, but watch this, all right? So he's much faster than he thought. He's gotta go fast. So he goes sprinting out to the car very conspicuously with his ice cream, and he trips over his own gangly ass feet, because that's how it be. That's how it be sometimes.
Personal experience?
And he does a sick ass flip and lands in a bush. And it's not impressive for running, but it's very funny, and she cracks up. And sometimes that is the best way to get somebody to like you.
This is good. This is good. I am feeling this wholesome family content.
Yeah. Everyone keeps asking, can we just have a season where nothing bad happens? And A, no. But B, we could have episodes like this.
See, this is what I was going for until Austin had to go throw a bunch of tension in the way. Yeah.
In another universe, we have 3 listeners, but it's a very wholesome show about family. All right. So, with somewhat messy, sticky results, Forrest definitely got ice cream all over his dang self. You can take the fam back to Alexander's. Do you guys want to chat a little bit?
Yeah, I'd like to have Frank chat with Alexander, like, away from the kids for a little bit before, to finish up the scene.
So Diane definitely goes in to watch TV. Her show's on. Forrest has to go shower because he's covered in ice cream. So you and Alexander can sit in like the dining room table where once Ash sat. Very ominous. The whole room has a weird vibe now. But you guys are at that table. And he looks kind of stressed and tired. He kind of perfunctorily. I don't know why I even tried to say that word. He kind of as if he was supposed to was like frustrated that Forrest was covered in ice cream, but you could tell his heart wasn't in it. It was just like, oh, this is the part where I'm mad about that because his mind is somewhere else.
Oh, have you been, Alexander? Things have been a bit busy.
I guess you could say that. I guess you could also say that it's my job to make the media branch look good so that they can snap up all the other branches, and I have to report on the news, but it's making your branch look good. So
yeah, it's
making my job a lot harder, huh?
Yeah, it's as you're probably guessing, it's not how I planned any of this would pan out, but yeah.
I know you, Frank. You wouldn't intentionally do this.
No.
You do it pretty fine unintentionally.
Look, we need to talk for a minute.
All my favorite conversations start, we need to talk. So I'm excited.
Honestly, this one might be one of your favorites because this one might be about less of me, trying to hang around. It's been great connecting back with Forrest and Diane. It's been really good, but I think this is the time where I need to just I'm resetting my priorities a bit. I'm going to put it this way: since we last properly spoke, I'm well aware that we ain't getting back together. That much is for sure. I know that. I want Forrest and Diane to have a better world to grow up in. I've ended up in a bunch of messy situations. It sounds like you have too, because of the way this place is run right now. And if I have to choose between trying to get what I want, trying to get family back, and making things better for family, I think I've got to grow up and make that choice. So I'm going to try and get enough of a reputation together that I can do something to change this place. And I don't know if you can do anything to help in media. If you can't, that's fine. I get it, hands tied, but I'm going to stop being so focused on trying to get back something that clearly isn't my life anymore. So just don't worry about me getting you guys in danger because I'm selfishly trying to get you guys back. Like,
A persuasion roll?
17.
Wow, actually really good.
That's very good for a +2. I'm getting, like, my low bonuses are getting me high scores and my high bonuses low scores. I don't know what's up at the moment.
It's just one of those days.
One of them days.
Alexander says, it's so very Frank Westerly for you finally to be able to communicate as you say you're going to stop communicating. So kudos to staying on brand.
Yeah. I never really was much good for communication, was I? Well, it wasn't super great for you.
It is true what they say, though. Better late than never. Because obviously I can't help you explicitly and openly at media. I will definitely lose my job. But
yeah,
if I had some kind of idea of what you were actually trying to accomplish, there are things... I was about to explain to you the concept of a dog whistle, but you're a smart guy.
Yeah.
You can understand how I can say things without saying things.
Yeah, I get you. Look, we got to hash stuff out, and I'll get back to you once I know firmly what we're doing. But right now, the plan is just we're going to play this game. We're going to try and get the public on our side, seeing us as people to rely on and trust, to be people that should be looked up to. And then hopefully use that to get a message out that people will listen to.
And I have faith that you can do that. I mean, you've done a lot over these last couple of months that I never would have thought. And so I've gotten more comfortable trusting you, as weird as that sounds after everything that's happened. But I just need a more coherent message from you and your team, because heroism is good, but Solomon can always, create a problem and then quote unquote fix it. But it's different to have a vision to inspire people.
We're probably going to sit down and talk about that like soon, like this episode soon. But look, you've always been the brains of this. You know media, you know messaging. If you can think of anything to help steer us, I'm all open, but otherwise I'm going to talk to the rest of the team and I will definitely get back to you with a vision of what we're going to do. Just as much as I would like to stay in good terms with Diane and Forrest, I know my priority's got to be making the world that they're going to grow up in better, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah, his advice is to get a clear actual platform as opposed to just the nebulous idea of making things better, which anyone can say, but is not really a coherent worldview.
The only reason I'm not saying anything here is I suspect that this needs to be a group conversation. Like, this is not a thing where Frank goes, yeah, this is our message. Go with it, team.
He says some other stuff, but Austin is going to break it down just to make it simpler, is that obviously since like episode 2 or 3, it's been clear that Solomon Luna is a very bad person and he's doing bad stuff. But there has been basically zero attempt by the player characters to stop him or put any obstacles in his way. You guys have accomplished a lot. You've killed a lot of bad people. You've stopped a lot of bad plots. You've done a lot of stuff in this world. It's just your priorities have been somewhere else but Solomon Luna. So while you guys do other things, all the NPCs are also doing their own things, right? Like, this is a world where everyone has their own agendas and priorities. And Solomon Luna has been untouched this entire time. So he has been, whatever he's been up to this whole time behind the scenes has been completely without difficulty for him. And that's just something I want to put out there.
Okay.
Oops.
Is there anything that he can give us on what Solomon is up to?
All Alexander can say is, it's pretty common knowledge that hospitality is behind dealing the drugs, but they only take a portion. At the end of the day, do you know who makes the drugs in Valentine?
Well, from context, I'm guessing Solomon Luna.
Yeah, let's just say I've had to spike a lot of stories over the last couple of months about people investigating that. That's all I'll say at this point.
Okay. That is definitely useful. That is useful information. Thank you. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good to chat and to sort of see eye to eye for once. It's been too long.
Just make sure you pack extra bibs next time. We're gonna run out of clothes at this rate every time. Ice cream, every single thing.
Unless you've got some very large bibs, then that ain't helping for the Forest.
We need full body bibs.
Wasn't that just a Snuggie?
I think that's just a onesie.
It's fine. It's fine. He got to impress a girl, so it's all good.
He got to entertain a girl.
Okay, he got to entertain a girl. He got noticed, and that's half the battle.
So Frank, you've improved relations with Forrest. I'm just gonna make the subtext text,
Yeah.
and you have some stuff going on. You know about Solomon Luna is more dangerous than perhaps the group has given him credit for, and the party needs a coherent message as part of their reputation plan. So, got a lot actually accomplished and established in that wholesome family scene.
Yeah, I feel very good about this downtime. Well done. Woo, go me.
Love that family. Who's next?
Me.
What level you at?
The same level as everyone else, which is level 9.
Oh, I thought it was 13. Shit.
Forgot the numbers for a second.
All right. What's your level look like?
I gotta put another point to my proficiency bonus, so I'm just a little bit better at everything. I got 1 spell, and I took Blight. All my spell slots are now level 5, so my Blight does 98 damage. That's a lot of damage. I think the coolest thing I got is a new Eldritch Invocation, and I took Mire the Mind. So I can cast slow once per long rest using a Warlock spell slot. Basically, I just make everything really slow.
Nice. As previously established in various seasons of the show, slow and haste are low-key the most powerful spells in D&D.
Yep. Haste in particular, without really any exaggeration, is the best concentration spell in the entire game, and slow, its corollary, is also
Very good.
very, very good. Yes.
Yeah, and I can also time around up to 6 creatures in a 40-foot cube.
Yep. The best part about slow, in my opinion, are 2 things. One, creatures can't use reactions when they're slowed, and secondly, if they try to cast a spell, they have a
They have to roll a d20.
they have a 50% chance that the spell doesn't happen until their next turn, and have to spend an action on that turn to cast the spell. So that's just like, woof, that is some mean stuff there.
Y'all gonna get matrixed.
That's devastating.
So that was my level up, basically. For my downtime, I was gonna take my bird girlfriend to meet my cat parents for a nice family dinner.
That sounds like hijinks are definitely going to ensue.
Oh, yeah, hijinks are going to ensue.
So during the scene, I'm going to play Sarah, the Bozog, which for people who may have forgotten is kind of an ostrich velociraptor creature that is unique to Dice Funk's lore. And your 2 parents, Joe and Norma, are also there. And I know some listeners don't like when I talk to myself. So do I have any volunteers to play Lenora's normcore ass parents?
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
Part of me wants to volunteer because I just like the idea of playing dads.
Yeah, please.
Too many dads.
Too many dads. Too many dads.
All right. So Chris, you play Norma, Lenora's mom, and Laura, you play Joe Desmond, Lenora's dad. You guys, they're just normal suburban, regular ass parents. No pressure.
shit.
Ho.
Yeah, this is really about Lenora and Sarah's character relationship. You guys are mostly comic relief, adorable comic relief. So Lenora, paint us a picture of the scene.
Well, welcome to our family home. At the dinner table, there are our finest cans of wet food. and bread wrapped in plastic that we have to chew through.
We have both the jelly and the gravy kind in today. We're being a bit fancy.
Oh shit! I forgot about the jelly kind of cat food.
Oh, the jelly kind's the only kind. It's the one that comes clean out of the packet.
This is Lauren and Laura subtweeting their cats.
The garnish of kibbles.
Is this a catnip free household?
No.
Okay, cool.
If you ask either of the parents, this is a catnip-free household, but
yeah, this is not based on real life. Cough, cough. They like to pretend that they don't.
No, never touch the stuff. Never touch the stuff.
They use catnip, but I've caught them before.
Oh, no, there. Little Lenora there never gave us any kind of drugs there, but she did make some pretty banging brownies last year during the holidays, and they really got us going something crazy there.
I know, they were so good, weren't they? We just sat down and just vegged out for a whole evening on some lovely brownies.
My parents are Minnesota.
Yes, we're in Minnesota.
Welcome to Fargo.
We're Minnesota parents.
They were just the best.
All right, so Sarah the Bozog introduces herself to your parents. She holds out a wing. Bozogs don't have hands, but she knows how handshakes work.
Oh, nice to meet you there. How you doing? Take a load off your feet, you know?
Oh, yeah, I've been on my feet all day. A lot of kicking.
Mom, you've never spoken like that before. What the fuck?
Oh, there was a couple more brownies there back in the back of the refrigerator. I just had a couple, don't you know?
We're just a bit nervous trying to make a good impression on your friend.
Yeah, I want to look good in front of your nice, pretty girlfriend, don't you know?
All right, so you guys sit down at the dinner table. I think Sarah's gonna speak up first, definitely, and be like, "Oh, so
Please, I'm dying.
She says, so you guys must be pretty proud of Lenora and the whole superhero thing. She's on the news all the time."
Oh, it's so good. I mean, we were real proud of her when she was one of those slingy people with the music, with all the music that you do. But it's really good to see you found another job up in the upper part of the city. It's real good.
See, we still don't. We didn't really know what she was doing with the music, and we don't really know what she's doing with this superhero nonsense now. But it's making.
I hate the music she plays. I hate it. It's just the worst. But
Mom,
it's making her happy, and that's all that matters to us.
Please.
Are you guys worried at all?
Why would they be worried?
why would we be worried? It's just like the thing for the papers, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not actually fighting their superheroes, are you?
It's not real. I've never got shot.
Yeah.
You're just like one of the stories I watch.
Your arm being in a sling is totally just a bit, for the press,
I fell down the stairs.
The way we keep hearing about it is that it's like being in a soap opera or something. It's all scripted and it's just to get everyone's morale up a bit. I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an actor.
That's my job. Lenora almost got her arm ripped off the other week.
Shh.
Oh,
Sarah, the too normal.
Lenora, what?
I've always said the proudest thing I am about my daughter is her ability to keep her shoulders connected to the rest of her body. I say that all the time, don't I?
Oh my lord. Everyone is so excited to fucking dunk that we're all talking over each other. It's
I
rowdy
know,
as hell.
I'm getting so dunked. My face is so hot right now. I don't know what to do. I didn't expect this ownage.
Oh my god. All right. So
Yeah, I'm gonna pull Sarah aside, be like, "Oh, we're gonna get more punch."
yep, just dinner punch like cats do.
AKA chicken broth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so my parents don't know about the violence. They think I'm just I just dress up and pose.
Okay. So you're
Yeah, I lie to them a lot.
Oh, that's not good.
Listen. Sometimes it's easier to not tell your parents what you do with your adult life because you're afraid of disappointing them. And then you're like, oh, they're gonna worry and they're gonna be mad at me even though I'm a grown-up and I can do what I want. So, and then you say, oh, I'll tell them eventually, but then you never tell them.
This got so fucking real.
Yeah.
I was calling out myself. I'm sorry,
I
everyone.
know. I
Calling
didn't
out-
expect
I think
it.
you're calling out me too.
In the background, you just see Lenora, your parents are like finishing up their meals. They just push their cups off the table and onto the floor.
Yep.
It belongs there.
Are you two almost done kissing out there? Yeah, I know what youth's like. Ooh.
No, Dad, we were just getting punched.
I don't have lips.
She's got a beak. It's so insensitive.
I've seen beaked creatures kiss before. It's all good.
Do bozogs have beaks?
For the record, bozogs don't have beaks. They have reptile-style mouths.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got a snout.
Yeah, it's got snout. That's one of the major differentiating factors between bozogs and ostriches, actually.
You mean the only?
It's the one thing that keeps the ostriches from, claiming copyright infringement on the bozogs,
You don't want to run afoul of big ostrich. They're very litigious.
It's okay if you want to kiss there, dearie. We kiss all the time, me and your father. It's nothing. There's nothing weird about it.
Okay, we're gonna go sit back down at the table.
Oh no, it's perfectly natural.
So when I sit back down, I knock over my cup too.
Sarah pauses for a moment and then does it as well, hesitantly.
I'm gonna nod. It's tradition.
We all hiss.
No!
That's our thing. Don't be taking our thing.
Oh God, I'm culturally appropriated.
Do my parents, as a cat family, do we sometimes just stick our heads into the sink and then shake it around so everybody gets wet no matter what they're doing?
Yeah.
You're the one who decides how tabaxi are.
Yes.
All right, then that's canon. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about at this dinner?
So, how did you how did you two meet then?
Oh, we met at my work. I do acting, and Lenora showed up as kind of a extra.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's like a big deal, though. I was just filling in.
it's so lovely when you got something in common. I'm so happy for you both.
Thanks, Ma. Oh, wait.
What? I didn't
Who's
say
my mom
anything,
and who's
dear.
my
The
dad?
DJ is checked again.
You're both my mother!
Dr. Oragosius has been asking for you too, by the way. You need to set up an appointment with him there, don't you know?
Doctor what?
Oragosius.
What about goats?
Chris is going to play way more NPCs going forward. So actually, this is Austin now. Does Lenora have any side effects from almost having her arm severed at the shoulder?
I would think like joint pain and shit.
Okay, anything mechanical you want to like bring into the scene? Like you're trying to clear up the dishes or something and you drop something?
Yeah. I drop like the whole stack of plates. A whole like 10. I don't know why we had 10 plates. There were only like 4 of us, but I drop all 10 plates.
Oh my.
I'm actually going to make a dexterity saving throw for Sarah to catch him because she's extraordinarily dexterous.
Oh wow. With her feathers.
20!
Holy shit. Coolest girlfriend. Y'all jealous.
Like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1.
Yes.
Sarah catches all the plates with her feet.
And Lenora with a wing. If we're doing Spider-Man 1, he catches Mary Jane and the stuff.
Oh, did you fall too?
Yeah, bitch.
I like to think you saw her catching the plates and you were just like, oops, and then started slipping.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
All right, yep, she catches you with one of her wigs too.
We smooch.
Oh goodness.
Smooch.
You all right there? You all right there, you two?
Mom, let me smooch.
Oh my, it's very impressive.
Dad, Mom, smooch.
Is this part of the show that you do?
You look so cute in each other's arms.
No.
Maybe we should give these, with just one lovebird and a love cat, let's give them some privacy, you know?
I see what you did, dear. Oh, you always make me chuckle.
I don't try to. I feel like people make fun of me behind my back. I'm not trying to be funny.
No, you're charming,
I'm
dear.
gonna jump off a cliff.
Lenore, if you want to use your old room, it's still up there. We still got your old sheets from my little, the super ponies up there. The ponies. That I have.
Nice world building, Chris.
Half robot, half pony. Fuck you.
We'll give you both your privacy.
My mecha pony. They're all robots.
My mecha pony. Okay.
So you guys want to go smoke weed in Lenora's childhood bedroom?
Yeah, let's play my Barbies.
Okay.
What's the fantasy version of Barbies?
Duck bats.
Blobbies.
I was gonna say bugberry.
Bugberry.
Bugbears are a D&D creature. They're like big fuzzy guys.
Oh yeah, fashion bugbears. Okay.
Yeah, in this universe, bugbears are very conventionally attractive, so they're like fashion icons.
Wow.
I'm sure that will come back to haunt me anytime later when I want to use one.
It is big boy season.
It is big boy season after all. So you guys, go down nostalgia lane in your bedroom, looking at all your old toys and your posters, and smoking that good stuff. And Sarah brings up to you after a little bit. So how would you feel about making another appearance at the Coliseum?
Oh, like as myself and stuff?
Yeah, you're famous now. Diego keeps bugging me. He wants you to come out, and then either I turn face, which is good guy because everyone loves you, and then you save me with like the power of love or whatever, very cheesy. Or you have a heel turn, and then you're a villain, and then you beat people up. It's not real. It's just part of the show.
That sounds really fun, but I think I wouldn't want to be I think I would want to be a good guy. Is that a narrative you're cool with?
I'm not overly invested in the story stuff. It's mostly, I only started wrestling to fill out my portfolio. I went to school for acting. I'm hoping to do movies and stuff after this. I kind of just did this because I was in shape for it, and then it just kind of became a big thing and stuff. So I'm hoping I'm not here in 5 years still being the same character. That would be a bummer.
Okay, well then yeah, I think it'd be bad for my hashtag brand if I did a heel turn, and it may be good for you and your popularity because people like good guys, right?
There are people who love villains and there are people who love heroes.
But I feel like the heroes are usually more marketable.
To the younger age groups, yeah.
Yes. Which is where the toys are.
Yeah, and they're definitely the merch drivers. And the older guys buy subscriptions. It's a whole thing. There's a tiered system. Not mine. That's Diego's, thing.
Yeah, I would love to do a match together, and we'll be badass good girl superhero team.
Are you okay with the desert dragons showing up? Because there's that viral video of you throwing them out of a train. Is that awkward?
I'm unbothered.
Okay.
They can come at me again. I'll throw them off a train again.
Oh my God! Can you use your magnet powers to bring a train into the arena?
I don't know if they're that strong, but maybe if it was one of those kiddie trains, they have it parks and stuff.
It'd be a hollow set train. We're not going to bring a real train. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's fucking throw them off a train.
Or throw the train onto them.
Oh, that's a lot. I think they'd die.
Nah, it's not a real train, dummy.
But then it won't do anything.
That's wrestling.
Oh, now I see.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes have been opened.
You dweeb.
You're a dweeb.
You're a dweeb.
You're a dweeb.
Come on, keep this up. Keep this up. Come on. We got another hour to fill here, folks.
Dears, it's all right, dears. Both of you are dweebs.
Oh God, your parents could hear this the whole time.
Mom, do you have any dessert bread?
Oh yeah, I got tons of dessert bread. I even got a little bit that you brought back last time. I keep a lot of extras in the back of the fridge. You know what? Stores it for 4 years, they say. I read it on the Smacebook.
Oh, we were reading that, weren't we, dear? We were reading that.
Yeah, remember I had the cute the little yellow thing with the one big eyeball that makes all the funny voices. Oh, he always makes me laugh.
Oh God, that's too real. My mom loves Minions, y'all.
Oh, fuck. Okay, we might need to end there because I can't think of any way to top that revelation.
I've really enjoyed this wholesome family hour.
Yeah, well, this was not particularly planned. You individually kind of knew what we were doing, but we didn't get together and decide on a theme. Skitch, you're next, level 9.
Okay. All right.
I love you guys. I am going to destroy all of you.
You wish.
Now that sounds like flirty dialogue at the end of the last scene. The last thing you hear from Lenora's room is, "Yeah, why don't you make me?"
Oh no.
And that's how it starts, folks.
That's how it starts. Okay. Yeah, so Ed is level 9 overall, but instead of taking another level in either Sorcerer or Rogue, he took another level in Ranger. So now he's a level 1 Rogue, 6 Sorcerer, and 2 Ranger. at this point, picking up his second level in Ranger. Gives him a fighting style where he took archery, which means he has a +2 to attack rolls with ranged weapons, and he also gains the spellcasting feature from the Ranger side of things. So his spell slots increased a little bit. He also gains 2 spells, which were Hunter's Mark, which is basically he picks out a target, and every time he hits them with a weapon attack, he does a bonus 1d6 damage. And then Hail of Thorns, where he maintains concentration until he hits a target with a ranged weapon attack, and then a explosion of thorns shoots out, causing extra 1d10 damage per spell level used, halved by a dexterity save. So, totally pacifist things that Rangers do, typical things.
Yeah, I see everyone's gearing up for the final arc of this season.
What? You're imagining things there, mister.
For my downtime scene, I want a level grind.
Well, there's a certain type of grind that Ed might be concerning with, and that is sort of, there's basically a period of time after the realization set in that Justice Alistair gave the team carte blanche when it came to just running the administration department. Basically, he and Martis spent some time that night coming up with a bit of a plan to start setting the tone in the building and start skewing the people in the building towards their side when it came to future measures they might try to push through, official paperwork, being rubber stamped, nothing too subterfugey, maybe. So they spend the night, they kind of work up some things. There's one point after a day or two of prep where they essentially do a blast-like email to the entire staff in the admin building, indicating that there is going to be sort of a mandatory staff meeting early the following day. And of course, there's going to be a bunch of people who hit reply all and create an unnecessary chain of emails asking for details before people say hit reply all.
I really like the idea that a reply all snafu becomes a plot point in our show.
Here's a tip, y'all. Never reply all.
Just don't.
There's no reason.
Don't copy that floppy. Don't reply all.
Don't download that car.
Don't download that car. Speaking about downloading cars, what Ed and Martis also do is they make sure to kind of spend some time sourcing and putting together like a very, very nice suit combination, because they want to go in there looking particularly fancy. And essentially, they roll into the administration building the morning of the meeting they called in, walk in, and proceed to do sort of stereotypical corporate presentation to help outline the future goals of the administration department. I envision this including flagrant uses of the disguise self spell to transition Ed's appearance into that of Martis with a different suit coloration as the two trade off talking about different topics. So it sort of acts like sort of we're the two CEOs, here's our plan for the future, and we want to make sure that you all are on our side to make sure that everyone here is ready for the future of Valentine.
I'm very on board with this, as long as at some point either Ed or Mardis makes the point that 2 heads are better than 1. Just like, that seems like a very twin CEOs thing to do.
Oh my god.
I mean, they've already got banners made that features drawings of both Ed and Mardis kind of pointing at slogans for the company and stuff like that, kind of kitschy and stuff like that.
We have to synergize our core competencies.
Yes.
Brand. Just throwing out terms.
We help you, That's, and stuff like that. So basically, they'll open up the presentation going, "Greetings, everyone. Thank you for showing up and taking a little bit of your time with us. Obviously, we got donuts, coffee, juice, and such in the back. And as I indicated in the messages to you all, later on the day, once everything's in order, we're going to do some team building by proxy of taking everyone out go-karting, just making sure that everyone is on board and clear about what we are all about here in the administration department.
Oh yeah, you're way better than the old boss. Yay!
Are we gonna do trust falls? I love trust falls.
I love go-karting.
Can we go paintballing after?
Where's Handsome Chris? I want him to be my trust fall partner.
No, I want Handsome Chris.
Hey, Handsome Chris is right over there. Everyone, just get a hand for that guy. You know?
Yeah, woo! Love him.
God, how'd he get so handsome?
As you all know, my name is Noise Machine, but I'd like to just, I want us to be friends. So please call me Ed and call me Martis as we strive to do the best we can to make you into the best you have ever been.
Please, my father was Mr. Noise Machine.
And so that's kind of how they set up and proceed with the presentation. Can I roll a performance to see how well the audience eats it up?
Of course.
So let's go ahead and pull up the tab here. This is also nice because this is an expertise skill, so this should hopefully pay off well. Let me just double check to make sure my bonus is correct. All right. 31.
Wow!
Because Ed has a bonus of plus 12 to performance checks.
Ha!
Wow.
They're trying to put on like the most vacuous but charismatic presentation they could for effectively the new heads of the company to ensure that the employees are on our sides when necessary later on if we need to get a lot of stuff drafted in paperwork.
Rumors start to swirl that Alistair died, and you guys are actually just the new leaders now. And you don't do anything to dissuade them from thinking that. So
I like having the ideas of pictures of Ed / Martis get posted up in some areas, with approving looks on their faces to ensure that everyone is just on board for the future synergistic
I thought it was gonna be
ideals.
Hanging there, baby, with Ed hanging from a tree.
just nothing but motivational memes, but all replaced with Ed's face.
The motivational pictures with cats are all Marty, because Ed already has a pet cat for that purpose there.
Sure.
So that's basically it. The other thing that eventually happens is Ed and Martis will kind of sort out kind of who they can trust the most kind of from the employees. And at one point, after they kind of find one or two people to help out with legalese related matters, start setting out particular clauses, doctrines, measures, and such to be inserted into future proposals as acquisitions are made. I can go into some detail about these now, but I'd rather wait until later on when it's more relevant. But that's basically what Ed is working on at this point, is essentially creating some strong, tightly compacted and airtight legal language to help with certain goals for the future.
Yeah, so you went over the employees of the administration branch while Frank kind of starts undermining media. You guys are making good progress in the game. We're not going to get too deep, as you said, into the legalese because it's not super good radio. But the important thing is you have gained a massive support base in this company. You're supposed to be doing work, but not supposed to be overshadowing your boss, and you're doing that. So that's a good power play.
Outside of that, I was thinking it'd be nice to get in touch with Kyle and the other groups, but the other people from back at the casino, but that's going to be fairly mundane, just sort of checking in and just starting to have a dialogue with them again during their downtime between sets and otherwise. So just establishing the fact that Ed is making good on his contact with Kyle and just trying to keep in touch with the band.
I presume you're going to warn the new member that he's going to be set up to take a fall for the crimes of the rest of the group that Harker sets them up with at some point.
Yes, more effectively. The one interesting question that Ed will run by the group is whether the new bass player has the same types of compartments that Ed does.
Just for hiding weapons and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I assume that's part of the model. Yep.
Other than that, though, it's just sort of they haven't talked in 5 years, and so now they're just getting back to actually communicating for once. Ed sends pictures of kind of a little bit what his place looks like to Kyle, and just to kind of let him know that he's doing well enough.
Oh, he's got a buddy.
I mean, you could even have him come into town and play shows for your employees now, I guess, private parties.
there might be a necessary time to have the band come over to, put on a nice show for the administration branch, during one of our once we reach one of our milestones, once we get our quarterly reports and we've hit certain metrics on our grander goals.
Fiscal.
Then we could once we had a particular fiscal goals, we can also what was it? So we can do some mark-to-market accounting to ensure that we take advantage of future profits, because future profits are current profits, and ensure that any shareholders are very, very happy.
Stocks.
Bonds.
Love bonds.
Also, mark-to-market accounting was one of the biggest horseshit things ever done, and the fact they even made it legal is obscene.
During the recording of this season, the Frank Dodd Act was repealed. Probably not the place and time to talk about it, but if you think Valentine is bleak, ooh boy, get ready for it, real life in the next couple of years.
Yo, too real. Okay.
Yeah. So, Ed, you for your downtime, you try to avert the incoming real life, all the bad stuff that's happening in real life. You try to stop in a fantasy world.
Yep.
Now that's a power fantasy video games.
Damn right.
Oh dear, we have one last level up scene.
Rat girl.
Yo, what up?
Rat girl.
Rat girl.
So Reese is now level 9. She took her level 9 in Bard. I'm going to get something bad out of the way first. I rolled on health and got a 1. So that's not great.
Well, you always take the max.
Nah, it's more fun to roll it. It's more fun to risk it. Risk it all.
See, I've been risking the rolls just because I have a -1. If I go for the 5, so I end up with 4. So I'm like, yeah, let's take the rolls.
The fun part is that if you have a 6 in Constitution and roll a 1 on your health die, your maximum health decreases when you level up. It is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So basically the only real thing of note that you get at level 9 for a Bard is an extra spell slot. You get your first access to a level 5 spell slot. And I considered a couple different options, but the spell I went with is Synaptic Static.
Ooh.
Which is the first time I've actually taken a combat-related spell with Reese, which I think kind of goes to reflect the fact that she realizes, the reality is they might have to fight something at some point, so just having the ability to fucking make pictures glow is probably not the best thing. It's a psychic spell that can do some kind of crazy stuff there.
Roll to avoid crazy stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to read the whole fucking thing. There's a whole bunch of words, creatures, constitution saving throws, intelligence score is a factor in it. Fuck that noise. It does cool psychic shit. You'll see it when you see it.
Yada, 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 numbers.
I may never cast it or use it, just like my slingshot from last season. All right, it may be very unintentional.
Wait, is that foreshadowing for a slingshot this season?
I wish. I have no.
I've got to write some fanfic about that slingshot now. Wait,
so
what?
For Reese's downtime, she is currently parked inside the Losermobile, outside of Beauregard Fashion Textiles Industry. I don't remember the name of it.
Yep,
Beatrice's place.
Yep, Beauregard Textiles.
She's parked outside of there, and her plan is to currently infiltrate it and get incriminating evidence that Bo, whatever we're calling him, is using his new power to kill people, and he's committing crimes of murder.
This is great. Please roll stealth.
Well, before we actually get to that,
Oh fuck!
Uh-oh.
He's gonna swerve on me.
yeah, Reese is currently sitting in the car, and she is talking to the person in the passenger seat, which is Kat. And she's currently kind of shaking as she's, going over these ludicrous notes she puts up. And Kat will turn to her and just be like, you worrying too much about this shit. All you gotta do is just go in there, get to the top, take a look inside of her room, and boom, you got it. And then your spell does the rest of the shit. Your clear voyeur or whatever it is, that shit. It's clairvoyance, actually. It's different than that, but you got the gist. But it sounds like she can kill people with just a word, so it's kind of scary not knowing what's going to be going on with that. Yeah, it's will be a little bit scary, but I don't know. You're the big fucking revolutionary now. You got to take those risks, right? Yeah, I guess so. Guess just gotta gather my courage and everything like that. And she's gonna start like going to put on her mask. And Kat's gonna be like, yo, you're not still doing the superhero shit, are you? Come on now, you gotta put that stuff away. You're playing for real now, right? I guess. Shit, you've already helped take somebody's life at this point. You don't need to still playing the innocent game, right? And while we at it, you still need to keep calling me up here every so often. Talk through your feelings. It's a bad look, Reese.
Rude.
I thought when I conjure you up, you'd be nicer. Well, I mean, you're not really conjuring me up. You're conjuring a collective image of that. Because, the actual me wouldn't actually know what collective image was. So, it just kind of shows you it. But, I mean, if the me that's here now is kind of mean to you, I'd kind of figure that's because deep in your subconscious, you cognitively realized the real Cat was kind of a bitch, too. Thanks, Cat. Always great to have these talks. And then the major image of Cat will fade away, and Reese is going to get out of the car and then begin the actual mission.
He got you. He got all of you. Admit you got God.
No, I was God.
There was that bit of like.
I wasn't God. I called it as soon as
I mean, like, I was God for a minute, and then I was like, oh, I bet
it's gonna be a thing. But just in case, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and listen for a minute. Because I wouldn't put anything past Chris and Austin.
Yeah, y'all are sneaky.
I certainly am.
All right, so I need a stealth roll then.
If you're gonna enter as a rat, you get advantage because you're small.
Rat girl.
So 20.
All right.
To sneak in like a rat.
Hell yeah, dude. So you poignantly leave behind your mask, symbolically even, as you close the door, walk out, turn into a rat, sneak across the lawn. You sneak into Beauregard Textiles. I assume you do this like at night to attract the least amount of attention. You slip as the last employee leaves for the day. You slip into the crack in the door behind them. Very, very good. You've been planning this for a while, probably. It's a long downtime. You scurry around to a vent, maybe. Get yourself into the ducts with a 20. You're not going to have any issues because this building is not particularly heavily defended. There are guards here, and some of them have guns, but they're not expecting any kind of major incursion.
Plus, who would expect a rat in a clean northern Valentine? They didn't rat trap their air vents, those fools.
Class contrast. So you work your way through some vents. Why don't you make a, let's say, survival to work your way through these vents using your rat senses to find out where you need to go.
Oh, no. Oh, can it be investigation? I put my mind to it.
Use your snout.
I was thinking it's more about your rat senses, which are more of like survival, but I'm not going to fight you if you really want to use investigation.
Well, here's the difference. So, investigation, I have a +8 to.
Oh, shit.
Survival, I have a -3 to.
Oh, man, these are both very fun. Both very juicy. I'm going to say that you
Roll
need...
both.
No, you roll me survival because you got the advantage for being a rat. Now you need to have a consequence for being a rat.
4.
Oops. All right. So Reese, you're working your way through these vents, and you, with your little rat nose, you smell a bird, the brown bear, and you think,
wherever Bird is, that's surely her office, right?
absolutely. I'm glad you're on the same page. So you exit the vent where the bird's smell is, and you find yourself face to face with Bird. Logically, that is how that would work out, and it is exactly how it works out. And so you lock eyes as you exit this vent with Bird, the brown bear, who goes and using a mighty paw, pushes the vent cover down, trapping you in here with it. And it gets up in your face with its each tooth is the size of your body. And Bird repeats itself.
Okay, what's in this room?
You see that you have found yourself in a You found yourself in the break room. Bird is in here eating everybody's stuff in the fridge, all the employee meals that they have like labeled with their names and stuff. You see he was like snout deep into like Rebecca's egg salad or something. And you just came out and you caught him raiding the employee fridge.
Okay, so can I cast spells while I'm a rat?
You need to be able to make somatic. If the spell requires somatic gestures, you need your human hands.
Okay, so do I think I can outrun a bear for a moment? That's the question. All right, I'm going to start shape-shifting back into a human, or an elf, rather. And I want to start casting a spell.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast Major Image.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to conjure the image of Lenora.
I knew it.
All right, nice. I love this. I'm not even going to make a check because it's a bear. And it has bear level intelligence, so even if you even if you did a bad image, I think Bird would fall for it. So you conjure up an image of Lenora, Bird's best friend, and Bird's noises take on a happy tone. And he goes over and starts sniffing around, trying to find Lenora's scent. Doesn't find it, but then starts licking at your new elf bot. You're a half elf, correct?
Yeah, no, she's wood elf.
Okay, so you're a wood elf. So she starts Bird starts licking you around the legs and stuff, and circling you, trying to find Lenora's scent. But
okay,
Pet him.
So now I'm going to start drawing an image of Bird and me being excruciatingly great best friends. Like we're the best of friends, and it's gonna take a minute to draw this because it's very detailed. But after it's done, the bear needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
How wise is this bear?
Crit.
Oh, he's so wise.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah. So what was her spell?
Wasn't a spell. It was actually one of my features. As a bard of College of Glamours, I could basically have enthralled the bear to make it idolize me.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, it passed the check. So it does it, but it doesn't know I tried to charm it.
All right, so that's good. You don't have any negative consequences of this. It knows you're not Lenora, and it smells that. It's mostly just confused. It's not angry.
To be fair, it actually can't know. It can smell Lenora because Major Image produces smells.
Oh, snaps.
It creates sound, smells, and temperature according to the thing depicted. So even Lenora's weird, clammy hands, it can conjure those too.
When did we establish that I have weird clammy hands?
I remember all your clammy hands. They're very warm and cold at the same time. It's weird, but I love you anyway because you're my daughter.
How did you know I have clammy hands IRL?
Your mom said that in the last scene. Austin, edit that into the scene from before.
That's how improv works, Lauren. If someone owns you before you put up an owning shield, you get owned.
But how I do have clammy hands sometimes IRL. How do you know?
I just made a shot in the dark. Cold reading.
He can tell. Got a clam sensor.
Improv magic.
So I want to try to do something different then, and I don't know if this will work, but I want to draw and cast the spell hallucinatory terrain to create an enchanted fucking super pimp forest in this break room.
Mm-hmm.
One that's super crazy cool looking.
All right. So what do I need to roll for that?
If the bear is trying to figure out that it's an illusion, it's intelligence check.
Oh no.
Or investigation, right? Investigation specifically.
Yeah, even worse. 8. Bird fails.
Is a fail.
Yeah.
So he believes that this is a super enchanted forest.
All right, so Bird begins bounding around the employee break room, chasing butterflies, sniffing trees, just doing all kinds of really good bear shenanigans.
I'm going to try to use this opportunity to sneak out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then continue my search.
All right, so now you are in elf form, walking down the hallway in here. You haven't been to Beatrice's room before as Reese, which is why you need to be there in person to cast the spell Clairvoyance, I believe is how that works.
I need to know where it is being cast.
Yes. So this mission is about getting the information to cast a surveillance spell. So that's cool. Mm-hmm. Why don't you make one last check here? This time you can do investigation with your good stat.
Yay! And this will be the one I botched. 12, so not great.
Not great, but it is above average. And so you don't need incredibly great skill to try to find the head person's office. You just go to the executive elevator and you just take it up. It is not locked. And you can take it if you want. Let's see here. Complications. You do see a camera in the hallway leading up to the executive elevator.
There's 2 ways I can go about this. Well, 3. One is turn into a rat, go up there and nibble on them wires so it turns the camera off, like a Splinter Cell game or something. 2 is to try to sneak around the camera. 3 might be the most fun one, though, but it could potentially blow the cover off everything. How would you sound to the idea of casting Major Image to look like Blood Maw the Invincible? And basically walking in the illusion into the room so the camera thinks it's just Blood Maw looking in there?
I don't have Major Image in front of me. Do you want to read the parts that seem relevant to that plan?
So Major Image basically just creates the illusion of something that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. And it lasts for the range of duration. It seems completely real. This is the same thing I used to create in Lenora. I can alter its appearance so its movements feel natural for the image. So I can create the image of it's moving, and so alter the image so it appears to be walking and things like that.
Yeah, that's...
It's not specifically like an alter self spell or disguise self. This is an illusion that's separate that I have to basically walk inside of to appear as though I'm Blood Maw the Invincible right now.
Yeah, that sounds like it would work really well. Or you could just walk next to it and it blocks your view from the camera, so the camera just sees Blood Maw. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that because Blood Maw is a thick boy.
He's a very big boy.
Plenty of room to hide.
For those who don't remember, Blood Maw is a specific kind of demon that is like a very large orangutan or gorilla, depending on the edition of D&D. He's just a very, very hefty, muscular, demonic
absolute
ape.
unit.
To the most absolute of units. So you hide behind him effortlessly. You make your way into the executive elevator. Goes up to Beau's private suite. The doors open, and you see Beau's lavish personal headquarters, her private office, which is enormous. It's just really... both wide and long, and everywhere in here are canvases with works of art. There's all kinds of racks with swatches and bolts of fabrics, all kinds of projects. Like it seems like Beau was on a real creative tear recently, just designing up a storm. And this room is just filled from hell to breakfast with detritus. Like if you were in a Bethesda game, you could just make, piles and piles of random items. You would be over encumbered if you tried to take everything out of here.
Okay. So I'm going to start with all the wheels of cheese so I can eat those if I get into a fight later on.
All right. I'm glad we both thought about the same joke. I didn't know if I wanted to go there immediately or work up to it, but yes.
No, we get to that point later on.
Okay.
I would like to try to see if I can spot a place that looks like it has vantage point on Beau and her desk.
Yeah, so there's also vents in here, one assumes. One that if you had crit that survival check earlier, you would have been able to go to here directly. You can see that now, and that would be a really great place to put the clairvoyance sensor.
Okay, so all I need to specifically know is... basically, as long as I'm within a mile of this location, I can cast the spell here, so I don't have to be in the room specifically to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to now, I guess, try to get out of here quietly.
All right, so you walk past all of the objects in here looking for the vent. You walk past a table with all kinds of drawings on it. You walk past a station where there's like scissors and thread and all kinds of new gowns, and it's all just a cornucopia of really cool creative elements. You see the vent, you make a note of it, you get a good sense of it for your spell, and you start walking back to the elevator, at which point it dings. The doors open, and you see Beatrice Beauregard walk out, and she is followed by a drone. Specifically a spiky drone, the likes of which Reese has never seen. The party has seen it before once in a train. It is the personal drone of Solomon Luna. This drone is modeled after the kind of lizard Solomon is, which is a spiky desert lizard. This drone has this kind of feel to it where it has like spines on it, but they're not for defense. Each of them can project holograms and illusions and stuff. Thorny Devil is the kind of lizard I'm thinking of specifically. You see this drone is following Beau, and one of its spines is projecting an image of Solomon Luna, who is a lizard folk of the Thorny Devil variety, and they seem to be in conversation. And Beau says to Solomon as they exit the elevator, "Sol, your plan failed. Don't be such a sore loser." And Solomon shoots back, blood in the streets is not good for business. And they seem to be bickering.
How far away is the vent?
So you started walking back, so you need to run back. It would leave you exposed to run for it.
What if I tried taking the long way around as a rat so that I go behind basically where his desk is and like follow the walls around and use that to get around to the other side where the vent is?
Yeah, so stealth check with advantage.
Okie dokie. 28 and 28.
Wow, roll 20 really wanted you to roll a 28.
It's very, very perceptive of that.
All right, so Beatrice Beauregard, head of fashion, and Solomon Luna's drone carrying his hologram enter the room. You immediately switch into a rat, scurry behind some art supplies, and start making a trek around the outside of the room to avoid detection on your way to the vent. In the meantime, you continue hearing Beau and Solomon converse. Beau says, "Soon everyone will fall in line. There is no more need for violence." And Solomon says, "It is easy to negotiate from a position of strength, Beauregard, but you will find that we are all much more dangerous when cornered." They're kind of like peacocking. They're both trying to seem like cool and strong and dangerous, and Beau simply isn't having it. And she says, "Solomon, you are the chairman. You've spent a lot of time at the top, so I realize this must be difficult for you. But I am not your underling anymore. You are Solomon Luna, a man who owns a dying newspaper and some television channels. That is nothing compared to me now." And Solomon says, "Yes, so impressive. Beatrice Beauregard, conduit of miracles. We're all so very impressed." And you make it to the vent, Reese.
I feel like I kind of want to sit around for a little bit longer and hear what they're saying. Can I do it from the safety inside of the vent?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Okay. I want to do that. I want to listen in a little bit longer.
All right, you crawl up into the vent. Beau sits down at her desk, and Solomon's drone waits dutifully on the other side, the projection of Solomon just kind of standing there and continuing to argue. And Solomon says, "Beau, I come from a long line of powerful men, reaching back into the age of gods. We were priests of beings you cannot even begin to comprehend. And you, with your measly power, think you can challenge that lineage?" And Beau sits down, rifles through her desk, finds some like fashion shoot photos she was looking for, and says, actually just doesn't say anything. He just makes a dismissive wanking gesture. Like, "Ooh, big deal. I'm a spiky lizard. My dad was important." And Solomon gets very mad about this and says, "The original Beatrice knew how to play the game. I thought you were different than Skell. Each recreation is more disappointing than the last." And Beau says, "I don't know. I feel like we keep getting better. I mean, Bird is great. I'm great. I'm sure the next one will be great too. And where will you be? You and your great lineage begging on a corner somewhere." Do you just continue to watch from the vent, Reese?
I want to right now almost like slide myself out like on a recording, just like beak. You know what? I want to try to sneak through the vents to a place. If I want to try to sneak out to the van to Losermobile, and when I get to that point, I want to try to cast clairvoyance on the room in that spot.
Yeah.
With audio to see if I'm able to pick up anything in the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Reese, you, as a rat, work your way back through the vents. You make your way out of Beauregard Textiles, jump back in the Losermobile, take a minute to catch your breath, and then you cast Clairvoyance, a very powerful spell that sets up a sensor at a location you're familiar with to spy on people. You set it up just inside the vent where you were watching them, and you catch the end of that conversation.
Is it possible to record this?
Because this is like a techno-magical series, we will at some point establish how that works.
Okay.
But for the moment, you just see the last end of this conversation as Solomon says, "My first plan got rid of half of my competitors, Beau. How do you think the second one will fare?"
So wait, what did he say again?
His first plan got rid of half his competitors, which I'm interpreting as his first plan was to use Katarina to get rid of his other competitors.
Right, yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
And Bo says, "Good luck on finding someone as deranged as that wrestler. She was 1 in a billion."
Rude.
And Solomon says, "Another one." Another one. And he just, his hologram smiles as it flickers out and the drone begins floating out of the room.
Oh my god, did Katarina get the mountain?
Did Solomon just become DJ Khaled? Is that what he just did?
Another one.
Is this clone Tarina?
All right, so Reese, you make your way back to the administration building. You hook up the sensor to some kind of recording device.
Yes.
And then you gather the rest of Team Loser to talk about what you've learned and maybe to make some kind of plan that can be passed along to Alexander LeVay to maybe undermine media while you try to undermine fashion and Ed tries to undermine administration. So a lot going on
Tries
there.
to.
And Lenora makes out with the bird lizard.
Hey, everyone has priorities. Yours are valid.
Thank you.
So to end this episode, what do you guys? How do you guys parse all that's happened today?
I've got a suggested plan of attack that I think is maybe worth.
Well, where are we meeting first and foremost?
Yeah, I assume the administration building since Justice Alistar isn't there.
Just to kick us off, I've got a plan title that I want to run by you guys. I want to see what you think of it. Leverage our success, empowering residents.
Loser.
It's the loser plan.
I love you guys. In the background of this conference room is the live feed from Bo's office, and you guys see that the way he designs fashion is almost like an art form unto itself. Like he dances around the room effortlessly from project to project. And you recall in Blackacre, the very first heist, you guys found a recording of Skell talking about how after Bo underwent some process, he was able to increase his artistic output 1,000-fold. And you guys are just watching him work, and you're like, oh, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, just an update on where I'm at. We've potentially got some help in media, but one thing that we really need to nail down if we're going to have Alexander's help is we need some cohesive, message, snappy one sentence. What is it we're trying to do? What message are we hoping to get to the people with what we're doing?
Down with capitalism.
The important thing is we have to do the messaging in such a way where it doesn't tip off people, off vacationing in Lorelei what's happening here. Granted, I think just a little massaging of the message, we can use, entendre, wordplay, what the cool kids like, and make sure that everyone that is important understands what we're trying to do here.
Alexander will take care of the massaging. Really, what we're trying to find out here is what is your guys' actual vision for the future of Valentine? Yes, the people in charge are bad, but what do you got?
I want to throw out an idea. It's probably not good, but I like playing with it. Valentine's future, no more games.
Oh!
Oh my fucking
That's
god.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It's punchy. You can make it fit on a lot of merchandise, which is great for just making the message spread.
I'd wear that shirt.
Fucking hell, Chris. Every time.
Should I just message Alexander right the heck now that sentence? Because that's good.
I mean, that's definitely the fucking slogan. That's the graffiti. Yes.
Say that in my wrestling match.
We got ourselves a slogan, and that's the thing that everyone can latch onto.
Everything, we're done now. Pack it up, boys.
It's very good. I, Austin, am still very curious, though, and I know that none of you signed up for a political science class, but I am, maybe this is just me, interested in what you guys are envisioning for what comes next.
My general envisioning is take steps to secure ownership of the branches of Crown that are still vacant, and insert language into the acquisitional documents that the main idea is that after some period of time after signing, relinquishes ownership down to the workforce in a distributed manner.
Are you suggesting turning this into a workers' cooperative?
Yes.
Essentially, people will sign anything if it has a nice sounding acronym tied to it, right?
So, to be clear, transitioning to a worker cooperative would still be within capitalism. It would just be a different structure. It'd still be corporatocracy. It's just
Yeah.
that people would own the corporations instead of individuals, which is a totally legitimate answer to my question. I just want to be clear that you guys are still working within markets of capital.
It basically, at least one stage, transitions the ownership to those who actually are doing the producing, and therefore the people who are working have an equal stake and a shared stake with respect to how the company progresses and such. That's my idea, but then again,
But then we gotta take care of the people who can't work.
that's
Wage distribution.
that's a different step in general. Like, I'm talking about strictly what stuff within Crown. The other parts, we have to figure that step as well. I just don't know how to frame
the
that
thing
well.
that jumps out to me about Crown right now is that, like, the big thing that they're doing is they don't want to hand over their wealth and power, and that there is no system for new people moving into that position without it being a very violent upthrow. Like, some kind of system where, like, the people can vote for someone new to be in charge. Maybe a democracy of some kind would be a good place to start.
We have one poli-sci major listener who's turgid right now.
I don't know. I studied science at school and dropped out, and now I review video games. I was not prepared for this D&D season to be, how are you going to reform, like, capitalism's fuck-ups?
Long story, there are political revolutions and there are social revolutions. These don't necessarily overlap. There's what you guys talk about, democracy. That's government. You guys talk about worker co-ops. That doesn't need to be government. These things can overlap. They can complement. They can contradict. It's buck wild in here.
The notion from that angle was more from the standpoint of, this is something that is easily implementable from our position through the administration branch, specifically via legislation. Other measures, I just don't know of a mechanism that we can pull it off by offhand.
It's been a long season, about 6 months of us thinking about this world and how maybe you'd want to save it. And so I feel eventually this conversation was going to happen, but we don't have to solve it right now, this minute. I think as a good place to start, the idea that transitioning ownership of the corporatocracy to the workers is a great place to start. We can always evolve from there. Maybe we open up elections or something. That could happen next. Got to take steps.
Also, look after people who can't afford to look after themselves. That's a big thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Austin Yorsky in the real world, number one priority, the social safety net and so forth, that it does involve setting up a government, which this society just straight up doesn't have. It's
right. It's just a straight up corporatocracy. Yeah.
So that is my priority. But I think in this world, in this scenario, that can be like step 2, 3, 4, whatever you guys decide later. But we don't need to go too far down that right now.
Too dark.
Too dark.
Please,
Oops.
too dark.
Yeah, that was Freudian. Does everybody want to sign on to that so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Chris is like, I nailed the slogan. What else do you want?
No, Chris, you did your work. You got us the slogan. We're good.
I open up my Mary Poppins umbrella and fly out of the room.
So as you guys adjourn that discussion, something happens on the video feed behind you.
What that video feed do?
You see Beatrice Beauregard hard at work. I didn't describe Beatrice's clothing. I'm going to do so now. Beatrice, at the end of her workday, having a meeting with a coworker, going up to her office, is in pretty casual wear, which for Beau means basically dressed like the Pope. Beau is extra 24/7, 365. So
Same.
I just wanted to say, if however elaborate you think this fashion designer's clothing might be during the creative process, times that by 100. It's absolutely preposterous, and you guys are almost mesmerized by the excess and the glamour of this process. Just jumping from canvas painting to fabric and sewing them together, to jumping to some kind of computer program that lets them do the Minority Report air designing with different screens and stuff. And halfway through watching this, there is an explosion. in the office. Bo is knocked down. All of the art supplies go flying. The camera doesn't capture the source of the explosion, but it does capture something walking into frame. And if you'll direct your attention to the Roll20, you will see it too. It is a 10-foot tall beast, a creature, absolutely rippling with muscle, no visible clothes. You might call it a devil or a demon. It's not clear. It has 4 warped horns on top of its head and a ginormous bat-esque wings on its back. It is wreathed in black flame, which oozes off of its body. And this creature, which I'm going to call the Valentine Devil, strides across Bo's room, with knocking aside all of her art projects, its body heat, this black fire coming off it, beginning to set fire to some of it. And Bo raises a hand, at which point there is another blast of fire and Bo is knocked out of frame. The Valentine Devil walks over to Bo's desk and crushes it with its fist. And from the rubble, it retrieves a crystal containment unit.
No!
Full of the emanations of the world of forms, a object we call the Sephiroth. And it cradles it in its arms and walks back out the way it came, trailing black fire in its wake.
Well, I'm pretty sure that has nothing to do with us. So anyways,
Where should we go for dinner tonight, guys? Chinese? I don't know.
this go-karting session I have with the rest of the team today is going to take a lot of work to pull off effectively. I need all of you to help
I
out.
just like to think out the window, you just see Reese flying by on the Mary Poppins umbrella. Her work done.
June 2018, credits.
Oh, it's June already? Goddamn.
I'm sorry, I'm Austin Yorsky, this is credits. You're Lauren Morgan, this is credits.
Wow, credits.
This is our intro, always.
It's always wow credits.
Wow, credits. Music, this month. Trance version, an arrangement of theme from Ghosts and Goblins by Overclock
Goblins.
Remix. Goblins. Catch him in bed with a goblin.
No!
Kiss the goblins.
Please.
I'm sorry. Overclock Remix, thank you. Also Badass, an arrangement of One Winged Angel from Final Fantasy VII. Also Overclock Remix. And finally, Redesign Your Logo by Lemon Demon, a.k.a. Neil Cicierga. Catches stuff. Catch the wave. Crave the wave. Gotta listen to that music.
I feel like you're getting it down because you did it extra fast this month.
The music?
Yeah, you got it out so fast. Wow, gotta go fast. You're like Sonic.
I do like that guy. They're making a movie out of that? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, there's somebody who shouldn't be in it that was gonna be in it as a person that was friends with Sonic, right?
Inappropriate for their credits recording. Anyway, executive producers, June 2018. You want to read?
Joseph Tombrello.
Oh gosh, I thought you were going to say yes, I want to read, and then I would start.
No, we're doing it. We're just doing it.
Okay, well, Joseph Tombrello gets 2, and then I'm going to say Extellaris.
Random web person.
Jade.
Jesse Young.
Devin Smith.
Sivarda Nakasimova.
Arna Helgadottir.
Brent, every episode of Dice Funk, Goatley.
The Cult of Gorfanax.
Paul Mullen.
Dr. Goatman.
Toshiro Kuro.
Andrew Grothin.
Levi the Young.
Kevin Dobbins.
Anthony Silver.
Morgan
I
Rapp.
mess it up every time.
Morgan Rapp.
Morgan Rapp. Jane Magnet.
Harley Astor.
Garrett.
Ryan Brown.
Bronze Oni.
Andrew Fallow. Andrew Fallu, conduit of mediocrity itself.
Puck.
From Shakespeare. Ionis. Soy my name Nicolopoulos. Gosh.
You put this in this order on purpose.
Got her.
Can wet things smell?
Shrek'd. It's ogre. You got Shrek'd.
Whatever.
Joaquin Groening.
Jerry Flowers.
Jessval Singh.
John Barnett.
Q Cumber.
Hustlebones.
Killer Cotton Shizno.
Nicholas Domenech.
Isaac Aravello,
Yam,
Anna Michael,
Andrew Birmingham,
Gina Helver,
Douglas Williamson,
The Most Wise Guru.
Z.
It's Z23619.
Oh, it was so far over I didn't even notice.
Quench the void.
No, I will not quench the void.
You must.
Adorable smile. No, I'll quench it.
Vizzy Huggles.
J. Logan, conduit of queerness itself. Yes.
I thought you were gonna say same.
Same, but yes.
The cast of Dungeons the Gathering.
Madison Lilith McKenzie,
The Notorious Stoltz.
Victoria Melito,
Scotty Vilhard.
Aline,
Mazjin.
Criterion,
Einar Johansson.
Carter Rayner,
Major Tem.
Matthew B. Hare.
Jorgen, conduit of name butchering. Wenwick Ford. Listen, we're doing our best.
We try really hard.
I know, but it's good though. I like that everyone's adopted our lore as their naming convention, and also that they keep owning us. Those
They're
are two very
owning
good
us,
things.
so please. Too much owning.
Never too much owning. Joy
Joy
Fox.
Fox.
Joy Fox.
Razumi Yazura,
Albert West.
Ken Firstel,
Eleanor Nanante sees Periton.
Scott Cummings,
Starlight Glimmer did nothing wrong.
Jewman Jack,
Melly Tish.
Arjun de Koenig,
Grimlock.
John Potts,
Noah Sudret.
Zephosaurus,
Elderly Goose.
Salad Child,
Seraph Stone.
Caster UK,
Aki Savalainen.
The Paladin's Wife,
Florian H.
The Meat Copter Brigade.
I don't know if that's a reference to something or if it's
It
just
just
awesome.
sounds really metal.
Yeah, the Meat Copter Brigade. I'm just going to say it again because it's very good. Junk 2.0.
The Hadsels,
Dominic Bowden.
Melissa Nielsen,
Dawn.
Connor Reynolds,
Pruitt Holcomb.
Artemis BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Bristol,
Francois V.
Shanus,
Dennis Pancake Detlefsen.
Miko Kirko,
Miko from Finland.
Miko from Finland,
Dennis Bankston.
Josh Moser,
Indigo Van Dane.
5 Purple Wands,
That's another good band name. Sydney Marsing.
Just the Jester,
Brady Warner.
Kitty Foe,
James Neely.
Marissa Donaldson,
M. Joe.
Lana Seawolf.
Lana Seawolf.
Lana, I feel like I say it one way or the other every time, and I feel like no matter how I say it, you always correct me because I feel like you're out to own me.
No, it's Lana, like land party.
Lan,
Yeah.
listen, I'm gonna cry.
No, not during
There's
the
no
credits.
crying in credits.
There's no crying in credits. Toby Gleason Stack.
Matthew Weber,
Melissa Booker.
Cameron Abbas,
Dylan.
Anna Stillfar,
Sean, the host of Punk Dunk Plays.
Harrison Andrew,
Christopher Charlo.
Dorrit,
Viger Arnston.
Cody Jackson.
That's all of them.
We really fucked up this month.
I'm sorry, I did my best.
In our defense, neither of us should be awake.
That's true. So other stuff that we do on this part is I say patreon.com/Austin Yorsky. That's me. Fish Shark Marketing ended that other show I did. So this is my income now. So that's the thing.
Help him, please.
Please help the boy. Also patreon.com/weekly manga recap for Chris. Other people?
Bandcamp.sketch.sketch.bandcamp.sketch.
Bandcamp.sketch.com for sketch. Yes.
I know. I had to continue the joke.
.com/sketch.
Yeah. Lower K Buzz. Everywhere. And also kotaku.uk. Right?
.co.uk.
Websites.
What else? Oh, we also got, I just got to say, we don't do this every month because I'm an idiot, but we just some phenomenal fan art out there. We just have
It's all good.
You want to talk about it?
I like it.
Specifically, the people finished up the tarot project for last season.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of those. That's fucking baller, guys.
It's very good.
What the fuck?
So shout out to Savarden, the Dragenda, Juno Heckin Steele. I'm just looking through my likes here on Twitter. Chase Jones, Cosmignon, Levi the Ghoul, Adam Sane, Abyss123, Edmund Kapusniak. I'm very bad.
Just trying.
I'm trying very hard. Who else? Cyretha. Yeah, everyone's art is killing it. Jessica Sims.
What about Aline?
Boop, doop, boop.
There's a lot of people. Did we already say C questions? I don't know if they did any cards, but they do good art.
Nicholas C. At C Questions on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay. I usually see that on I don't know. The internet.
Jared Johnson. Everyone's art is phenomenal, and
Thank you to animals.
are you sure?
Yeah, there's 2 cats here that are okay, I guess.
Goblins.
I have several scars because they're too clumsy. Smudge sounds like she's Smudge.
Cat.
Sounds good.
Cat.
Chris's dog.
Scotia.
Scotia?
Scotia only gets this one.
Scotia, no! Chris will murder us if we leave Scotia out ever again.
Scotia's on notice. Scotia knows what it did. I don't know which. I don't know pronouns. Scotia
did Bork one time when we were recording, I think.
I enjoyed it.
Also, to all the cats out there listening to the podcast. Because I'm sure it happens. Meow. Oh boy.